Some common sense from Elon Musk that seems not to be so common anymore. But the conclusions that he makes, I question a bit. Listen in and tell me what you think.
Definitely one of the toughest regions to, and, like how do you, what set of actions result in the greater good in Israel? I mean, obviously, you cannot have people who, if they want to slaughter everyone in Israel, you got to stop that. There's no way. Uh, yeah, those people either need to be they killed or incarcerated, or they will simply try to kill more Israelis. This is what it amounts to, obviously. And they want to kill Americans too, by the way. Um, generally, like Israel is referred to as the little Satan in America. We are the big Satan. That's what the Ayatollah calls us. So, so I think, I think a lot of what's happening there is people are being taught to hate, in Gaza from when they're like children. They're taught to hate, and that's really the thing that needs to stop for there to be, long-term peace. Hopefully, is that you just cannot have the kids be taught to hate from the moment they can talk. That's fundamental. So, yeah. So, so I think there's it's kind of a three-step process there, which is you've mentioned one has to do the difficult thing, which is to yes, eliminate Hamas, exactly, and then so and then the I think also going forward, anyone who's teaching hatred in Gaza or elsewhere, they need to stop doing that. That can't be acceptable. We have to stop. Yeah, kids being taught to hate America in America. So. And then the third thing that's also very important is that there has to be economic prosperity in Gaza. So this is very difficult. It's like how do you sort of, after terrible things have been done, you then have to sort of, you have to bring prosperity to Gaza, and that's the thing that will ensure, provided kids are not taught to hate and there's long-term prosperity, I think there will be peace in Gaza. And we see an example of that after World War II, where with Germany and Japan, they were defeated. They obviously did terrible things, but changed the education system. And unlike World War I, we helped rebuild Japan and Germany. The Marshall Plan. Instead of exacting vengeance, America insisted we're going to help rebuild Germany. We're going to help rebuild Japan. And now they're our allies. And there's been no war ever since.
Beautiful sentiment, and I agree with the sentiment. However, the distinction and the challenge is that Germany and Japan, it was more of a nationalistic desire that they wanted to reign, the Third Reich reigning for 1,000 years, and Germany to be on top of the world. Here, it's much more in the blood. It's much more in the religion. It's much more in the faith that is much more embedded, not just of recent times, but for the beginning of Islam. And to change the education is going to be very challenging and very difficult. Of course, that's the key, because then a new generation can be raised without this inborn hatred, and there will be a chance for the future. But that will be of messianic proportion. So I believe that that's the truth, and that's what needs to be done. But the challenge will be much greater than we can imagine. And It will be done ultimately, because as a believer that everybody's created in the image of God and that we are here to change the world for good and to bring about the final redemption, a world of peace. So it will eventually be done. But this will be a huge challenge, and it's something that will be a challenge that will bring about the final redemption, changing this world for good, bringing upon the messianic era of Mashiach now a world of true peace. And it will happen. And perhaps this is the test of our times, that we will make that indeed happen.